We got big Twitch drops incoming. That's right. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Some interesting interviews from more WoW devs. And then Miss Pandaria being resold to the masses. That's right. Let's get into it. New patch 11.1 Twitch drops are going live. Those will be hitting on February 25th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's your classic version of what a Twitch drop is for WoW. Watching 4 hours of anybody's stream on WoW will give you this really cute little mechano mount. What is this thing called? The Talk the Clocker Spaniel. That's right. Get this thing, a little robotic pet. It kind of fits in with the theme of all of Undermine and everything else. So pretty damn cool. You can watch 4 hours of this degenerative shitty stream, or you can go watch a real stream somewhere else. Either way, 4 hours added up all together will give you this pet. So get in here and get that done. Again, that is on the launch day, 11.1. Actually, 2 days later. Yeah, interesting. No, the day of. What is this? Miss Leiden Wow did an interview with some WoW devs here. We have game designer Sean McCann and leads props artist and follower of Sam on X, creator of the Pepe, Jordan Powers. So be careful. This guy might actually be a dreadlord. But anyways, they did an interview here where they talked a little bit about some Delve stuff. So let's get into this. Delve audience. Delves were created for people who don't have a lot of time, a lot of uninterrupted time. You should be able to leave and come back and pick up your stuff exactly where you left off. So what are Delves created for? They're created from Greg from accounting. We've talked about this before. You know, Greg don't got a lot of time in his life anymore. He's got an abusive wife, 2 children who basically use him for money and don't appreciate anything he does for them. So when he's got some time left over at night, he sits in his little room in the corner of his home where he's been thrown away and play some Delves. That's right. It's the only way you can play the game right now, and that's why these Delves have been so good for the game. I think Delves have been a good addition. Allowed people who just don't have a lot of time anymore, maybe that balding old accountant in your company, to finally be able to play WoW again and actually gear out. And in Season 2, he'll be able to gear out even better than he did in Season 1. So that's really good to see. There are other subsections of the players. There are players who want challenges, and then people who can complete the seasonal journey on any difficulty. Delves reactions. There were some surprises and reliefs that players enjoyed it overall. They were glad that people were so attached to Bran. Who the fuck got attached to Bran? He's shitty as fuck. He doesn't do anything. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't even help me on Zekfir. Fucking doesn't know how to switch over to the damn ad. Anyways, Bran tanking. They actually tried brand tanking early on. Brand tanking was a feature that was going to be available when Delves launched, but sometimes he would end up pulling everything, and other times he just hung back. So they decided to pull the brand tanking version and just give it the 2 polished specs that we had to start. But tanking is in fact coming for Season 2, so that's great for the healers out there who still want to do Delves. Sam, we all know you are Greg. No, I'm neither an accountant nor do I have an abusive wife, but I speak for Greg. I am the speaker of Greg, and I'm the voice of the Gregs around the world. That's right. Delve stories. They've explored some ways to see which story is up on Delves without flying there, but some of their UI elements is more confusing. For Season 2, they are focusing more on how do we go from Season 1 of Delves to Season 2 of Delves. This is important here. Undercoins. Undercoins will be resetting for Season 2. So if you have Undercoins to spend right now, go ahead and spend them, because if you don't use it, you lose it. The one thing about the things that you can buy Undercoins with, they are not going away, but instead will be able to be purchased via Residence Crystals once Season 2 goes live. So again, if you want to use Residence Crystals later, you can if you missed out on it, but you might as well get everything you can get with your Undercoins right now, because those in fact are resetting. That's a question I've been asking a bunch. I saw Mr. GM asking the same question on Twitter the other day. Undercoins. That's right, going away. They will be deleted, so go ahead and spend those things while you still can. Raider.io did an interview with Morgan Day and Katina Yips about Mythic Plus. So let's get into this right here. Legacy Dungeons. Morgan Day said, one of the things they look at when bringing back dungeons is thematics, but also the dungeon pool can highlight different strengths and weaknesses. Theater of Pain has a lot of big, scary lieutenants, and they felt that the current dungeon was lacking. They want to give players new challenges when deciding what to change so that it feels fresh when returning. Hopefully new challenges, but in a meaningful way, not just in a, oh, we're going to make sure this is hard as fuck and there's 13, 17 different mechanics that you have to do to get past a certain boss or something like that. Or with affixes and shit. Look, the difficulty level of Season 1 was ridiculous. Everybody knows that. That's one of the biggest reasons why it had such a low participation rate. So I think, based on the changes we've seen on the PTR and the notes coming down and everything, they're going to try to make Season 2 much, much easier, which is the direction they should be going. Kultharok and the Theater of Pain used to put a lot of pressure on the healer due to magic dispels, but that's now changed, and the challenge is now spread across more of the dungeon, which is good to hear. MCing squirrels in Mechagon felt like it was out of the acceptable band of cool advantage, and so they removed it. They could have made the damage scale with players at power level. Instead, that also would have not resolved the problem, wouldn't have resolved the problem. A similar solution was implemented in the Priory of the Sacred Flame buff. Interesting. I'm very excited to do Priory of the Sacred Flame. Honestly, probably my favorite dungeon out of the dungeons we got in this expansion, so I'm really happy to see it's in the rotation. Learning from Season 1. Season 1, look, it was not good. Let's be honest. Probably the worst part of The War Within was the Season 1 Mythic Plus makeup. It just wasn't good at all. The story's been good in The War Within. I feel like a lot of good things have come out of The War Within. I thought the raid was pretty good too. But Mythic Plus pools was probably one of the worst seasons we've seen in a long time. So let's see what they've learned from it. You could argue that there are three audiences. Lower keys, people looking to get their gear, their 10s done, and then there's the pushers. Some of the problem in Season 1 and lessons for Season 2 include the Keystone squish. Since the way the rewards were set up, it almost acted like a double squish and left players only feeling like 7 to 10 Keystones were worth it to do. Yeah, that's true. And that was actually exacerbated by delves, because a +8 delve was going to give you way better shit than anything lower than a +7 Keystone was going to give you. So there was no reason to go in there and be doing Mythic plus 4s or 5s or 6s. You could say the responsible thing to do would be to go do those to learn the dungeons and shit, but who the fuck's going to be responsible? We're here to get loot, not be responsible. I can be responsible when I'm driving or when I'm working, not when I'm fucking playing WoW. Anyways, new challenges and Challenger's Peril and Fortified/Tyrannical, which were big steps at each level. They specifically wanted to focus on this specifically as for pugs. They wanted to make sure that the progression felt a lot better. I agree. What they basically done.
Servant, we have a
Bad Karma
destroy.
Gaming. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. What they basically done is lessen the difficulty on the front end, and also increase the rewards on the front end for Season 2. So you're going to be incentivized to do the lower keys, and it's going to be easier to do the lower keys. It's like a double buff to making this entirety of the Season 2 much, much easier. Mythic Zero loot is back to a weekly lockout and dropping Champions gear, so more of an on-ramp. Great to see. Again, more loot up front. That's better. Reducing the penalty of deaths back from 15 seconds to 5. That's huge. I personally said to get rid of the death penalty altogether. I'm talking about in-game, of course. But the removal of it, I guess, is something Blizzard doesn't want to do. So the next best thing is lessening it. 5 seconds is much less punishing than 15. That's much, much better. And really what this was hurting was pugs. At the end of the day, a group that came together, 5 people, died a lot less than a pug did. Pugs were the ones really with the rando deaths that eventually you stack up those 15s enough, it was causing some big problems on the back end. So this will lead to less toxicity, hopefully, for pugs. And overall, hey, maybe they remove it one day. But for now, a 10-second drop-off is pretty damn good. A resilient Keystone's being added, so your Keystone won't deplete past a certain level once you've timed it at that level. That's a good thing, but the thing is, this only works at, what is it, like a +12? Is it +12 if I remember right or something? So, I mean, who the fuck's doing that? You got like maybe 1% of the player base pushing all their keys to +12, which is what you would have to do essentially to lock them in. So, this is like a 1%er kind of thing. I wish they would have done it and just gotten rid of key depletions altogether. I think key depletions also lead to toxicity. If people could just call it a day and leave without breaking their key, there'd be a lot less problems in the game. But right now, they're still doing key depletions for basically the regular folk out there, the Gregs and everyone else trying to get this shit done. So this didn't really fix anything, but maybe it's the beginning of a fix that'll eventually lead to the removal of depletions. Season 2 will be much higher with the change. Not you, though. Oh, that's true. Season 2 will be easier, so there will be a lot more people pushing to that level of a 12, or say. But still, I mean, that's really... Even Season 3 of Dragonflight was a much easier season. I did fucking +20s back then, believe it or not, but that was a different time. +20 back then was more like an 11 today or a 12 today. So more people will be doing it, but I still think it's like a top-end problem more than a problem that's going to be solved for everybody. Mythic phase, Mythic secret phases. We're talking about rating here. The love for Mythic phases, since part of Mythic is the spectacle with the race to world first going on. When they want to do a Mythic phase, they have to ask if it makes sense to do something like this, or does it fit the boss. They have to make sure that the secret Mythic phase doesn't feel like the true version of the fight. If an awesome story moment only happens in Mythic, then that goes against the goals of the story mode. I mean, we know Gallywix is the final boss, and if I could have a Mythic phase or something like that, what I'm hoping for, Gallywix goes full Dreadlord. We realize that Gallywix is in fact a Dreadlord. He goes Dreadlord form at the very end of the fight. I don't know if you'd have a Mythic phase in that. Maybe he pulls the Void in at some point for a Mythic only phase. But if he does in fact go Dreadlord, I would hope it's across all difficulties, because that would be such a big lore reveal moment. Gallywix is in fact a Dreadlord for sure. I would say I'm putting like half my money on it. I remortgaged my home. I'm putting half of it on the fact that Gallywix is in fact a Dreadlord, and he's going to be revealed. Secret phase story mode. Yeah, story mode phase. Yeah, that'd be funny. Moving on to the final piece of content today. Reselling an old expansion. That's right, Blizzard's at it again. And somebody just said that they bought one of these packs, actually. But there are 2 Mists of Pandaria Classic upgrade packs. That's what they're calling them. These will be available. These are now available. You'll be able to buy them. And this is for the launch of Mists of Pandaria Classic. We have the Shaw Infused Heroic Pack, which will give you all this stuff that we'll talk about here in a second. And then the Shaw Infused Epic Pack. $40 for this one. This is a fucking expansion. $80. The difference between the two, you can't see it because my camera's in the way here, is a level 85 character boost and 30 days of game time. So you can basically chop $15 off of this one, because you're going to pay the $30 for the 30 days of game time either way. So really what you're getting here is the character boost. That's the additional pay. You're getting a bunch of stuff, though, here. You're getting the Shaw Wrapped Cloud Serpent Sky Mount, the Shaw Touch Cloud Serpent Flying Mount, the Shaw, this is for Classic and Modern, one in each. You're getting a Shaw Warped, Wrapped, what am I calling this? It's Warped. Riding Tiger for Modern, and a version of that for Classic as well. The Merriment Pet, the Joyous Pet, Shaw Warped Tea-Set toy for both Classic and regular, and Ensemble here. Well, let's look at what these rewards look like anyways. So here we go. You got yourself the Cloud Serpent mount. Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. This is a good looking mount. Just another colorway on the Cloud Serpent. Looks like the one that you get from the Shaw of Anger, honestly, but a bit more white, I guess, and silver rather than just blacked out. Not bad looking. And then this is the Tiger mount. This is a pretty badass one. A nice little play on the Shaw Tiger mount there. You get the pets here as well. This little tea set. This is a pretty cool one that a lot of people, I think, would want as well for the toys and stuff. And then here's the Ensemble, basically your classic Pandaren look. Yeah, so why not? Only Cam, good night, man. Yeah, no thanks. Look, some people did buy it. Some people are, well, good night, Scabicus. Some people like this stuff. To me, I feel like it's a bit slimy. I feel like Blizzard's reselling an old expansion. Again, at that price, you're talking expansion price. I mean, the regular version of The War Within, I believe, was like $70, if I remember right. Then you had the Epic Edition beyond that, and then even further beyond, I got the Collector's Edition with the statue and shit like that for over $100. But $80 for a pack of what is essentially... I mean, if we're only counting Classic, right? You're just getting the 2 mounts, the Ensemble, the Tea-Set, and the pet. Whereas if you're including this, okay, you're going to get the Tiger, the 85 boost, all that. Basically, if you didn't play this expansion so far, I guess you're getting an 85 boost, so that's a decent little reward there. But this is a lot. This is a lot. Fucking $80 for a relaunch. The launch of this is going to be on August 31st, 2025. Some of these items will be available on your account on July 31st if you buy it today. And the Classic, the level 85 boost is only available on WoW Progression Realms. Cataclysm boost is only usable on the WoW game account for which the purchase was made. Oh, wait. Oh, WoW Progression is only available in WoW Classic Progression Realms. So is this boost only for... Oh, this boost is only for Classic. Of course, yeah, level 85. Jeez. Okay. Well, it is what it is. You want to buy it? I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. You could go ahead and buy it. But it's crazy to me. I don't give a fuck. I want the Shaw Tiger. Look, it's a badass one. I'm not going to tell you these mounts don't look good. They do. And if you got the money to spend, you spend it however the fuck you'd like. If you really want to do the math here, it is a pretty good value, because if you look at the WoW store, most mounts on the store are about $25. So you're getting 2 mounts here, which would typically be a $50 value for 40 bucks. And then you're getting the pets and the toys along with that, plus the transmog right here. So I'm not saying it's not a good value. It is. If you want to get the 2 mounts, if you're interested in that, compared to other store mounts. It's a good value compared to other store mounts, I guess. And then the boost, okay, you're adding the 85 character boost and the 30 days game time on top of that. So you're adding another $15 on top of what would be 50 bucks for 2 mounts. So that takes you up to $65. And then plus the boost. I don't know what a character boost goes for right now on WoW. Let me see. World of Warcraft. Here it is. So retail boost, $60? Maybe this isn't the worst value ever. $60 fucking dollars. What the hell do you get? 463 gear, 32 slot bag, and 5 highly customizable dragon skywriting mounts. Okay, so this is including mounts and stuff. What does the regular boost cost? Do any of you guys know? I don't see any regular boosts in here. The boost you get with the pack is a mop boost, not retail, right? That's correct. Yeah, it is a mop boost. Yeah, so there's only the enhanced boost available right now. So you have to buy that. I forgot what the regular boost costed. It's not the worst value ever. It's not a bad value proposition if you really want. I mean, the 2 mounts alone, 50 bucks. So there you go. Plus the game time, as I said, taking you up to 65 bucks American dollars. So not the worst value. And then I guess the boost, the classic boost. I don't know if you could value that at the same as the retail boost, but there it is.